Welcome back, Wolfpack Rollers here, and today we're looking at Hoopa Unbound. So again, Hoopa Unbound, as of this time, is not officially released, and there are a couple of things up to speculation as to how effective these sets can be, but overall, we're just waiting on the Pokemon to come out. It is a legendary Pokemon, it is a part of Hoopa, and it just has a ton of base stats, so let's get into the breakdown. So Hoopa Confined has a base stat total of 600, but Hoopa Unbound, 680. It's just better in every way. I mean, look at this. More attack, more special attack, and more speed. Now, negligible on the speed, but it's still going to be a better Pokemon, which means a lot of Hoopa's strategies do carry over, so I'm going to more stress on the different kind of strategies that Hoopa Unbound has access to. And then we just kind of have a couple of other things like the type effectiveness. So, you're only 4 times weak against Bug and 2 times weak against Fairy, being that Psychic Dart typing. Now, it isn't a unique typing. Malamar has this typing, so if you understand Malamar, you understand how Hoopa Unbound breaks down. So the big thing about Hoopa Unbound is going to be Hyperspace Fury. Now the interesting thing, again, is that Hoopa Unbound can also get Hyperspace Hole, but Hoopa Confined cannot learn Hyperspace Fury. It works in a retro way, but it doesn't work in a non-retro way. Now Hyperspace Fury is going to do the same thing, except it's a 100 base power dark physical move that breaks through Protect, and it also lowers your defense by 1 after using it. So that is something to keep in mind, and it just has a slightly different moveset, and we're also going to look at kind of the same ideas for the way that the tutor moves break down. Now, since Hoopa Unbound is going to be much more physical, these tutors do play a larger role. We have Drain Punch here, we have Elemental Punches, we have Knockoff. Knockoff can be huge. Now, the weird thing though is layering Knockoff with your Hyperspace Fury. That could make your coverage a little dull, but overall it is an option. Last Resort even. Just because. Gunk Shot. All these things are going to come together and make Hoopa Unbound a bit more useful on that physical way. So let's just hop over to Pokemon Showdown, and my idea was I first wanted to just show off that Keyberry idea from regular Hoopa. Hoopa Unbound can kind of make use of it in a different way. You endure the physical hit, as long as you're not getting hit super effective. Shouldn't be too hard. You get bonus defense from that Keyberry. Raises defense by 1 when hit by a physical attack. If you're not getting hit by a physical attack, you're getting hit special. You should be a 2-3 hit KO Pokemon, so you can play around it. And then the idea is Power Punch. Use Power Punch and Drain Punch for sustain. You have Hyperspace Fury and Gunk Shot. The reason why I have Gunk Shot here is because with Drain Punch and Hyperspace Fury, Fighting and Dark, you're not going to be able to hit Fairy-type Pokemon too well, so you might as well have the Gunk Shot, and it's going to give you a really nice coverage that you're going to be able to hit every Pokemon at least neutral or better, and then you still have Power Punch and all sorts of things like that. Also, after Keyberry gets procced, your Magician gets a chance to steal that item, and by then, you know, getting a Life Orb after having the Keyberry proc, that could be super powerful, or even maybe a Choice Scarf that, as long as you're not locked into a terrible move, you can just spam out a Hyperspace Fury from Plus, from Speed, or at least a Drain Punch, and it just kind of branches on that defensive growth. Also, with this, you don't have to run Keyberry. I was thinking Assault Vest could maybe work. You can go with the Impish Nature instead, and that way we're getting the most possible defense. Assault Vest is going to make us super bulky on special defense, and then since we have all physical moves, no worry. Now, instead of Gunk Shot, you can also put in Ice Punch. Ice Punch is going to give you that 4 times coverage, same with Fire Punch. That can also work for some specific 4 times coverages, and just go give you more super effective hits overall, but it is going to make it to where you don't have as much wide coverage with high damage. Like Gunk Shot against your weakness is going to be the main way to go, but you know, you do have to shout out the Elemental Punches. Now there's also just Special Hoopa Unbound, that's Sub Nasty Plot. So it's this set all over again, except with more speed. So this time you can run Timid. Timid base speed 80 is something you're going to want to bring in either with a Sticky Web, maybe behind Tailwind, or some kind of speed support that you have going into Hoopa Unbound. If you successfully get this off, your opponent's going to have a very hard time because now you're getting huge outspeeds, or if you bring it later in the game, that you use the rest of your team to try to take out the fastest Pokemon your opponent has, you come in, use a sub, get that Nasty Plot, and then it's Hyperspace Hole and Dark Pulse for super stab, crazy damage, and you just do that to victory, GG, and you're good to go. With this Citrus Berry, it's going to give you a little extra health, it's going to make it to where you can endure hits, it's going to let Magician proc eventually, Nasty Plot, super amounts of damage, and it's really weird, because the way that Hoopa Unbound runs is you can run all sorts of things with the way that these stats are split up, that you can run Special Defense Nature, Defensive Nature, Special Attack Nature, like here we have Timid. So we have plus speed minus attack, but then we can also go back to Trick Room. So we can run the complete opposite with Brave, plus attack minus speed, and Hoopa's still going to be relatively viable. Now, putting Trick Room on a base 80 speed Pokemon is kind of the max limit on using Trick Room, but it still works on Hoopa. that if you're just going to use it as an anti-sweeper Pokemon, come in, use Trick Room, out-tank your opponent, and now you have huge amounts of physical damage. Brave Nature on a 160, Drain Punch gives you sustain, Gunk Shot is going to kill fairies, Hyperspace Fury doesn't let them protect, this works in double battles, Life Orb is going to be huge damage, so it does mitigate your Magician. But that's kind of it. So Hoopa Unbound, it's got Trick Room physical, it can run just like Hoopa in every other way, it can be special. I think the main thing behind this Pokemon is you don't know what it's going to run. You don't know its item, you don't know if it's going to be a Magician, you don't know anything. So you can play it as a huge surprise kind of Pokemon, and I guess my advice is take the moveset that you feel is the most surprising and the most powerful, and maybe you'll catch your opponent off guard. So that was a mouthful for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing for you guys and you got to understand it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is how you use Hoopa Unbound, and I hope you all have a nice day.